talking about solar. Why is it important? And definitely, we'll be discussing the pros and cons of having the national electricity. And definitely, why when you go solar, you will save on a lot, especially on monthly bills. And another important thing is that you'll be able to save a lot when it comes to yearly mathematics. That is what we are going to talk about. Now, the first thing that I would like us to discuss in depth is definitely on people living in diaspora that are investing in Kenya. If you have already bought a house, did you know that you can actually go completely off grid and save on a lot of money that you are currently spending when it comes to electricity bills? First of all, the monthly electric bills will be gone simply because you have no bills after going solar. So when you have solar power, it means that the amount that you are paying on a monthly basis will definitely be scrapped off from your monthly expenses. Now, we also should consider people who use a generator. So it means that if you use the generator, you are definitely spending on monthly bills when it comes to the fuel that you are purchasing. But when you go solar, all of that can be diversified or redirected to help you improving in your business. Downtime, losses, or definitely blackouts. Did you know that these blackouts can affect your business? It can affect your profits, it can affect your business performance because again, if you have a business such as a massage parlor, a kinyozi, or a barber shop, or even a salon, and then people notice that when there is a power outage, you are also affected, they will go to your competition. So investing in solar will definitely cover on that. And definitely at number 4, long-term price stability. Did you know that once you have your own solar power, when there is inflation, which directly affects the electricity bills, you are not affected. Right now, we have inflation, fuel inflation. That will definitely affect on the electricity bills because the generation of the national electricity bill, the generation of the electricity to be pumped into the national electricity grid has to have its own cost, and you are affected directly as a consumer. That means that you will be affected by inflation. But when you have your own solar power, even when the fuel prices are hiking, electricity bills are hiking, you are not affected because the sun is free. And when you store your power in the battery, then it means that you are guaranteed to always enjoy electricity supply from your solar power. At number 5, we have appliance or property damage. Did you know that whenever there is a problem on the national electricity grid, it will follow through all the way to your home? And this cannot be stopped by either the cutout that is at the meter box, it cannot be stopped by the double pole, it cannot even be stopped by any protective device that you have in the house unless you have invested in an SPD, of which majority of the homes in Kenya don't have. All right. So now, very fast, let us go to why a person that is in the diaspora, are you in the USA, are you in UK, Germany, and you're looking forward to investing in Kenya, the best thing that you can do at this moment is to ensure that you invest in solar power. If you have several panels such as this one, and you are able to power your property or your home that is miles and miles away from where you are, you can be saving on a lot. Every expenses in terms of electricity bills definitely will be a history for anyone that has invested property in Kenya and also plans to go off grid. Now, especially for the buyers of land here in Kenya, the one thing that is a headache for many people is that when you go to Kenya Power to get a quotation, you find that that quotation may be very high than even the price of your property. Here is why. Because whenever you apply for electricity, the first question is how near or how close is your property to the transformer? If the transformer is too far and you're the only person that is interested in this power, did you know that you will have to pay for the transformer, which is not less than £1,000,000 shillings? Now, we have not factored in other factors such as the poles, the cables, or the conductors to supply power to your transformer. Also, another issue is that there has to be labor for that work to be done. And in many cases, you also find that that process takes a long time. And yet, the only power that you require at that time for your property is only 3 kilowatt. So if you are in diaspora, 3 kilowatt is very, very small power for you, because you probably spend around 300 to 450,000 Kenyan shillings so that you are able to have this power. And even that amount, you can have enough power to completely go off grid, supply majority of your home needs with this type of power. You require several solar panels, you require a battery definitely, and a 3 kilowatt inverter. And you are on off-grid supply. Yes, do we have any question, Margaret, our top boss? All right. Now, the most important, yes?
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Boss, can you make a video showing us how to mount the solar panel on the roof?
Absolutely. We have already done that with the many clients that we have already helped transition from the national grid all the way to solar. That video is already out, and we will also be sharing a part 2 of step-by-step installation. Now, the most important point here is to ensure that you save on power. Again, it is important for you to understand that if you are a person living in the diaspora, those homes that you have already built here will definitely start to lose value if you don't have solar power supply or any method where you have the energy supply for your homes, because you'll find that even that home or that property is susceptible to theft. When people don't see light in your home, they will definitely come in and start stealing the hard-earned investment that you have put in that property. So the best thing that you need to do is to always ensure that your property has power, isn't it? Has power. And another important thing that it comes when you have solar power in your property is that you are able to increase its value with time. Imagine a property that has a borehole. This borehole, which is running entirely on solar power supply, means that you will never lack water in your property. Now, assuming that you have that land, you have a home, you have already built a house in your land, and you want your home to be as active as possible, even if you have someone taking care of your property. For instance, you have Mutiso in your property who is taking care. He will be very busy irrigating that farm because the water which you sank as borehole in your property is definitely stored in the water tanks. Did you know that there are inverters that can generate power directly from the solar panels without having the national grid or the battery? These inverters are able to turn that free sunlight into meaningful power, which is converted to electricity through the inverter and redirected to your pump. Imagine that the pump will pump water straight to your farm for irrigation during that period when you have the sun that is shining freely, and you can also store this water in the tank. Now, you are abroad focusing on your work, and your property is also generating extra income at no cost the moment you have solar set up. Because listen to this, you're not spending anything on monthly electricity bills, yet you're generating power which is enough to help you in your agribusiness. Do we have any comment or question, Margaret? All right. So let us go on, or do you have any question yourself? Or directly? Top bosses, we have the pleasure of having a fantastic team that is behind the scenes. We have top boss, the one and only, of course, by now you have already known her. She is Margaret, doing an incredible job. She is very smart when it comes to the work that she is doing, and I really appreciate that, and I like her very much. And I hope you do. From the work that you have seen her doing, she's awesome. We also have the privilege of having Director Lee. I call him Director because he is the one that is helping us with editing, doing an incredible work. Special salute to Director Lee. And we also have other top bosses that are our engineers or technicians in the ground. In most cases, you will not see them here, but they are doing the most. Whenever we have work that needs to be executed by an engineer, they are definitely right on time to assist us. Top boss, if you're already finding value out of this stream, smash that like button. And if you have ever installed solar, either for your customer or if you are looking forward to install solar for your property, for people in diaspora, for people in Kenya, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact is definitely pinned on this first comment. And we also have other social media platforms where you can DM us. But if you are especially a Kenyan, you can reach us via our WhatsApp number, which is 0711 34 34 12. And my assistant will definitely be pinning that on the comment section so that you are able to write to us. All right. And the other important factor when it comes to solar is that it is reliable power. Imagine you have power that you are guaranteed whenever you turn that switch, it will turn on. Maybe it is the light, maybe it is the socket you want to power your washing machine, your cooker, you want to power that pump, you definitely have power flowing right there. So solar power is the way to go, especially in 2026 and moving onward. Now, the national grid is not stable economically. If you ask me, someone who has interacted with Kenya Power in so many levels, being sometime attached to Kenya Power and also having worked there for some time, I can guarantee you that there are a lot of weaknesses, and you may agree with me. The best thing that you need to do at this point is to stop over-relying or over-depending on the national electricity grid or simply Kenya Power, because there are errors, there are faults that happen on the national grid. For instance, a surge. This surge can travel and damage your appliances. Did you know that a surge can cause fires to properties that are caused due to electricity, in many cases start as a surge, because these are very high voltages that may burn down your hard-earned money that is invested in your property. So the reason why it is important for you right now to go solar is because you want to continue protecting your property against fires, against the instabilities that come from the national electricity grid, which can even damage your electronic or electrical appliances. Are you ready to switch into solar? Here at Top Heights Electricals and Solar, we will definitely hold your hand, walk you through. When you want to achieve this goal, we will definitely be guiding you. And listen to this, we don't charge for a quotation. For people here in Nairobi, we don't charge for site visits. So we'll come, we'll visit your site, we'll be able to assess it, we'll be in constant communication with you, and we'll also come up with the quote that will help you achieve your dream. It doesn't matter where you are in this planet, as long as you reach us via the contact that I've already shared, which my assistant will also be sharing on the comment section. You will definitely have a great experience when you get this solar power. Awesome. And if you are ready for that solar power, let me know in the comment section. If you'll be watching this video as a recorded version, smash that like button and also tell us, have you ever installed solar? And apart from that, if you're looking forward to install solar, what is your fear? Is it the cost of solar? Is it getting quality products for your solar power, or what is it? All right. All in all, we are able to help you through. If your fear is on the quality of the products, we will definitely recommend you the genuine products. We will also show you how to identify or know the genuine and distinguish that from the fake products. We want to ensure that the system that we recommend for you, that we even install for you, will serve you for as long as it should. Lithium batteries have a warranty not less than 15 years. This solar panel that you see here can serve you and your property for 25 years or for more than 30 years, depending on the maintenance. So you don't need to fear when it comes to that. And also inverters. Did you know that? Inverters which have been installed properly, especially for genuine ones, and there is a lot of, or there is room for ventilation, these inverters are able to serve you for such a long time. So you don't have to be afraid of anything. And another important thing here at Top Heights, we will constantly be at your service to help you in the maintenance of this system so that you don't experience any downtime, any breakdown from this solar power supply. If you have any questions, let me know, my top bosses. How many of our top bosses are tuned in? Majority. Thank you so much, my top bosses. We appreciate you. At number 5, we have one important factor here, that solar is a one-time investment, not monthly stress. You see, the moment you have solar power, you are guaranteed of a lot of savings yearly, all right, in terms of 5 years, in terms of decades. Now, let us do a simple calculation here, and I will tell you and also demonstrate to you how you will save with solar power long term. Now, assuming you are paying 8,000 to 10,000 Kenyan shillings on a monthly basis, top bosses, you can be able to save on this in this manner. Yep. All right. Thank you so much, my director, for that. Top boss Margaret right there. So 8,000 to 10,000 Kenyan shillings or even more. All right. So it means that on a yearly basis, you are spending over 120,000. This is Kenyan shillings. Is this visible, Margaret? Awesome. 120,000 every year gone just like that. And listen to this, you're not shielded from inflation. You will constantly pay this one if you are lucky, or with time, this amount will drastically turn into 150,000. Of course, because of the cost of living, which is constantly increasing, or even a lot of inflation. Again, remember, there are a lot of times that this power is not present. That means that during a blackout or a power outage, and especially if you are on a business that is supplied by this electricity, it means that your business is affected. So this 150,000 Kenyan shillings over a period of 5 years, how much is that, top boss? Is zero. This is 5. This is 750,000. In 5 years, your counterpart will already own a solar power, which is 5 kilowatt. All right. They have saved this amount because they initially invested it in solar power. Now, at that point where you have already spent 750,000 in those 5 years, for them, they spent it once. And listen to this, they will continue to enjoy this power supply at no cost. All right. So that means that you have a very big difference between this other person that has invested in solar. But you are smart. When you watch me, you are definitely smart, because you are going to make that decision to invest in solar. Once you have invested this 750, you are shielded from monthly pay hikes, from any inflations. All right. So it means that you have invested this 750, You have invested it in green energy. Solar is clean energy, and you will continue to enjoy power supply, which definitely means that you will not have any issues to do with power outages. Now, after the 5 years have lapsed, if you invested in this solar power 750, you will continue to enjoy this power because solar panels are still yours, the battery is still yours, and even the inverter is still yours. Now, the good news is this: lithium batteries last for decades. All right, they can even go for 20 years if they have been serviced well, and especially if you have been sold a high quality battery and a very high energy efficient battery. All right, so the best thing that you can do right now is to invest in very quality systems so that long term you save on a lot. All right, uh, do you have anything that you need to add right there? Environment friendly. Amazing. Thank you so much, Lee, for that. Many people right now are focused and concerned about protecting and preserving our environment. Did you know that with solar panels, you use what is available naturally without turning it into any other thing, such as fuel that can harm the environment? So solar power is very much environment friendly because you will use free sunlight without harming the planet, and that power is converted to meaningful electricity that you supply in your home appliances for work that you need to do during the day. And also very important, you can store that power in a battery. Now, this power can as well be reused either at night or on a cloudy day. Another important thing that is hidden in what my director has said is the fact that you are able to use this power without noise. So it means that people who have generators, they will be polluting the environment, there will be a lot of noise, but for you, you continue to enjoy power, which is reliable at no noise, at no pollution to the environment. Thank you so much, Director. Another important point is definitely that you are already spending while abroad. That is a very important and key factor. Why not secure an home energy? If you have a home right here in Kenya, the best place to live on earth, why not ensure that you have a reliable energy source such as solar? Because when you have it, it means that you will continue to do your activities from abroad and you are doing them locally. Like the example that I gave initially, which is farming, you'll continue to farm, you'll continue to use your solar power to ensure that your agribusiness, especially if you have an agribusiness, and you have, let's say, invested 70,000 in that farm, and probably before that you are spending 10,000 every month in terms of monthly electricity bills, it means that this 10,000 is scrapped off. That means that from this agribusiness, your profits will definitely be increased, right? Now, if you have people that you trust to continue taking care of your property, it means that you will have no worries at all as you continue working abroad. All right. So power outages can also affect your business in this manner. You may experience theft in your property, especially at night when there is total darkness. You will definitely be affected if you are only relying on the national electricity grid. By the way, did you know that with solar power, you can power the following? Number one is definitely the electric fence. Now, here is where we are going to go deeper when it comes to the power supply and what it can actually serve. So at number one, we are definitely talking about the electricity or the electric fence. So you'll have the electric fence supplied purely by this solar power. And did you know that the electric fence does not consume a lot of power? In fact, it has an energizer inside. The energizer, or definitely the system that activates or powers, all right, or energizes this electric fence, has a battery inside of it. And this battery definitely acts as a backup. So the backup will ensure that when there is a power outage, it will continue to work, so that you don't have this electric fence going off because of a power outage. But again, the system itself does not consume a lot of power, meaning this solar power that you invest in, may it be a 3 kilowatt or a 5 kilowatt, will be able to run this electric fence sustainably. So this is in terms of the security system that you incorporate in your property. At number 2, very important, of course, is the CCTV camera system. If you want to listen to this important factor here, is the fact that you are able to have a system that you can monitor remotely. Did you know that with the current technology in CCTV, you can have CCTV cameras that you monitor remotely from your phone? That definitely means that when you are abroad, you can monitor whatever is happening in your farm, in your property. You are able to tell whether Mutiso, who is in your farm, is lying to you or not. You have several cameras. The camera is supported by a system that is able to send every detail via your phone, and you can access it 24/7. Now, the good thing is this: once you have solar power, and this solar power is definitely powering the CCTV system, it means that you will constantly have assured security system in your home. So listen to this: you have the security fence, you have the CCTV, and also it goes without saying that you have the security lights, isn't it? So the security lights will definitely ensure that people are deterred. Any person with negative or bad intentions will definitely be deterred by the light. Bad things happen in the darkness. When you have light in your property, you are definitely good to go. All right. And also another thing to add on that, this is still on the security system and the impact that solar power will have on your property, especially if you have invested in a property here in Kenya locally and you are living abroad. You can also have an alarm system. This alarm system can sense any motion that is happening in your property, and it can trigger the alarm, which will deter any thieves. It can also alert you on your phone. So this is where technology comes in. Sasa kama wewe ni Mkenya na unaishi majuu, whether uko USA, I have a lot of top bosses who watch us from USA, and they always consult us when it comes to anything to do with electricity. Sasa kama uko na property hapa Kenya, kama tuseme iko Western, kama iko Nairobi, kama iko Kiambu, kama iko Naivasha, Rift Valley, ama hata iko Coast, mahali popote, then usikuwe na wasiwasi when it comes to power. Kama umeenda Kenya Power na ukapatiwa quote ambayo iko juu sana, usiwari, usijistress kwa sababu ya hiyo quote, kwa sababu it can even go from bad to worse. Once umelipa hata hiyo pesa yote, another important thing that you need to know is that you are not guaranteed that utawekewa stima, especially ikifika ile time ya mwisho, stage ya mwisho ambapo unafaa kudropiwa stima. One thing can mess up everything, especially if hauna meter. Wakisema kwa store hakuna meters, then namaanisha hautawekewa stima, so that can affect you. So that is why you need to go solar. All right. Anytime that you think of having power supply to your property, don't overthink it. Reach out to us, and if you are interested in a quote which is free from us at Top Heights Electricals and Solar, we'll definitely walk you through. Tutakusaidia hiyo quote. Namba yetu ni very very simple, iko hapa ni 07 11 34 34 12. Unatu WhatsApp tu unasema solar quote na sisi tunakusaidia. Again, the number is 0711 34 34 12 na sisi tutakusaidia, tutakuwalk through the journey ya kuacquire power yako na hatukulipishi for that service. All right, top bosses, if you are ready for solar power, let me see some powerful thumbs on the like button. And if you are ready to learn more about these solar installations, definitely subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of the episode. And every time that we are live talking about this power supply, which is solar, you don't miss any of the sessions that are coming up. Also on the description, you can also fill a form so that we can help you through your solar journey. On the form right here on the description, you can click the link right there. You will definitely request a solar quote and we will walk you through and ensure that you own your own solar power. There is power in ownership. Once you know that this is mine, once you know that I own this power station, there is no point that I will have any power outage. Then you will definitely feel great about your property and you have the power to do a lot of things that you definitely want to do. Now, my top bosses, when it comes to monitoring your property, like we have said, these systems will definitely be assisting you, especially on the CCTV, and we also help you when it comes to the choice of the right CCTV system for you. All right, the system that will enable you to monitor your entire property. Now, be it the home and even the other part of your investment, which is the farm, where you have your animals, where you have your agribusiness. Okay, animals are still part of the agribusiness, but what I meant right there is, for instance, you have your plantation, your crops, isn't it? You are able to have a camera that is monitoring. The camera will not lie to you 24/7. It will tell you about every other detail that you need to know when it comes to your property, definitely. Thank you so much, my top bosses who are watching and also interacting with us. I really do appreciate every time that we release a comment, a video, and someone comes to the comment section and they give us a feedback. We really do appreciate. Thank you so much, my top boss. It means a lot to us when we receive feedback from you. If you want us to do anything when it comes to solar, be it solar sizing, we will definitely help you. The number of students that we have helped are so many when it comes to solar power. We are also helping much more students understand about solar power. One of the greatest headaches that people experience when it comes to solar is definitely system sizing. Somebody will say that I don't know the number of panels to match an inverter and I don't know the suitable inverter that will power the home appliances that this person needs. I also don't know the correct type of battery to match this inverter. And that is why, for you to arrive at a conclusive decision that will help you, we ask you to come to us at Top Heights Electricals and Solar and we will guide you through. Because you as an investor, as a property developer, as a homeowner, we will definitely be guiding you through. We don't expect you to understand everything about solar. That is why we invest in tons and tons of information when it comes to solar power. Many electricians, many PV technicians, or many solar technicians have a weakness when it comes to solar sizing. Did you know that solar sizing also entails the right materials for you to buy or the right advice that you need to have as a homeowner in order for you to own your own solar power? A slight mistake could cost you hundreds of thousands of Kenyan shillings. Kwa hivyo kama wewe uko hapo, wewe ni mkulima, wewe uko na nyumba yako, wewe uko na kwako kwenye una own na unataka kwenda solar, usibahatishe. Mistake yenye unaweza fanya ni kuendea anyone because anajua mambo ya electrical. Solar is completely different and we have invested a lot of information to ensure that we help you cross the bridge at no cost to you. So sisi tutakusaidia system enye ni right, kama ni inverter enye ita match na battery pamoja na kitu ingine ambayo inaitwa charge controller. Kama solar zako zimematch vizuri na charge controller, hiyo charge controller itaweza kucoordinate vizuri na battery. Not every solar panel is going to work with an inverter, and not every battery will coordinate properly with an inverter. Meaning, if there is any miss in that calculation, it means that betri yako haitakuwa ikijaa. Did you know that battery pia inafaa kustore power yako? There are systems which are designed in a manner that battery itakuwa prioritized as the last one, and these panels are giving an output through the inverter which is not at the moment in use. Na ile wakati utataka kutumia battery yako, tuseme ni usiku, battery haifanyi kwa sababu haikuchajiwa, solar ilikuwa wasted. So lazima ufanye the right choice when it comes to the person mwenye anafaa kufanyia installation ya hiyo system, and that is why sisi tumetrain a lot of technicians when it comes to solar, and we are confident that we have the solution for your home, for your business, for your agribusiness. When you contact us through our contact, definitely tutakusaidia you arrive at a decision. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Give me a video on how to install
Mm-hmm.
the 16-pin rotary.
16-pin rotary switch. No, today we are not talking about that. Today we are talking about solar, but keep on checking our videos on our YouTube, and we will definitely be helping you when it comes to that. Any other thing, we can see that the stream is very healthy. Look at how the pictures are very quality. This is impressive, courtesy of my directors and assistant. They're looking great. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Top bosses, what do you think about this stream? I think it is incredible. It is awesome, courtesy of our director right here, and also my assistant Margaret doing the most. Look at how clean this video is compared to where we started the journey as Top Heights Electricals. Things have really changed, and they normally say that you cannot achieve these milestones alone. Sorry, there is a lot of people behind the scenes who will help you become better, and that is why at this moment we are celebrating over 70,000 top bosses right here on our YouTube channel. Special thanks to you, my top bosses, for subscribing to our channel. We also have another social media following of top bosses that is huge, immense. We have 215,000 top bosses on our TikTok page. This is incredible. On YouTube as well, on Facebook, we have over 217,000 top bosses. This blows my mind and everyone here at Top Heights, because how did we get to this level? It is actually the work that has been done not only by myself, but my team that is behind the scenes, and I really do appreciate that. My top bosses, we go back to our topic, which is definitely solar. Did you know that every blackout is a hidden loss? Every blackout that you experience in your property, whether it is a property whereby you are living, it is just a home, or it is a property whereby it is also a business. In this sense, you probably have a business in that property. Even if it is a furniture business, agribusiness, whatever business that you have, if there is any blackout or if there is any power outage, you will definitely experience a lot of issues. The first one is definitely spoiled food. For those people who have invested in these businesses, for instance, hotel industry, and you are relying on, let's say, the refrigerators, all right? The deep freezers, you'll definitely be affected. Security risk is another one, just like we were discussing here. Solar power will cover all of this, like we discussed in our earlier topic when it comes to the benefits of solar power in securing your home against any intrusion or theft. So my top bosses, one thing that you also have to consider is damaged electronics, as well as any complaints that you may experience from the damage of your systems. So you must be very keen when you consider between national electricity as well as solar. When you have solar, you definitely don't have those problems, isn't it? My talk boss, another important point, this is at number 9, is where solar increases the property value. Wow, this is a big one. This is definitely a bigger one, because a higher value of your property means that the rent value will also be high. Imagine this, wewe uko USA, uko na property hapa Kenya, alafu watu wakitafuta nyumba ya kukaa, an added advantage to your property is the fact that uko na solar power supply. Meaning huyu tenant akikuja kuishi kwako hatawahi experience power outage. Unataka kuniambia huyo tenant anaweza hama kwako, anaweza kusumbua kweli na mambo ya kulipa rent? Hawezi, because ako guaranteed that your property 24/7 iko na solar power or energy supply. Another important thing yenye tulikuwa tumemention hapo earlier ni ya kwamba if at all uko na borehole na hiyo borehole inakuwa supplied na power from the solar, it means that hiyo property pia double advantage, iko na guaranteed water supply. Listen to this. This is how important solar power is in your property. Value ya property yako ita increase watu wakijua kuna maji, which is a pain to so many people, wakijua kuna power or electricity. So two things that are likely to improve the value of your property definitely is a guarantee that there is power supply, a guarantee that there is water. If you have solar power properly sized, if the system is a quality one, designed properly, maintained properly by engineers such as those that are here at Top Heights Electricals and Solar, my top boss, I can guarantee you value ya property yako itaenda juu. Watu watakuwa kitamani mwenye anakaa huko ahame ili wao wakuje waishi. Listen to this. Kuna watu pia wako majuu hata Saudi wameinvest in property here in Kenya. So if you have also invested in rentals, watu wangu wa rentals mko wapi? I also have a lot of top bosses who tell me go to my property somewhere and do a site visit right there. So if you have a property here, probably iko na bed sitters, iko na 1 bedrooms for let's say working class, iko na 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom for families, then ukiwa na solar, and especially hii solar umeconnect to the common areas, don't train yourself to have solar power powering every house in your rental property. Just focus on the common areas. Number 1 of course ni light enye itakuwa kwa stairs, isn't it? Number 2, supply power to your borehole pump so that water iko sorted. Once you have water sorted, then it means that hawa watu watafurahia kukaa kwako because ever kuna maji. Imagine a family that has 24/7 guarantee of water. They will love that place. But if that family ina strain na mambo ya maji, kubeba mitungi, jerrycans like in the village kwenda mtoni kuchota maji because hakuna maji kwa property yako, watahama. And kureplace people wenye wametoka hapo itakuwa definitely itakuwa ngumu kuweka watu kwa hiyo property simply because watu hawana kitu enye inawavutia kwa property yako. But once you have borehole, once you have water full time, then it means that watu watapenda kuja kwa property yako. Now, another important thing that you also need to take care of kama uko na your own rentals is definitely the security. Families want to live in a place or an environment where they are guaranteed of safety. That the staircase as well as the common areas such as the rooftop, the balcony areas. Margaret. Wi-Fi? It's on. Wi-Fi is still on. Stima imepotea. Oh, you're good. No. Tuendelee. issue ni light. Itakuwaje? I go on. Okay. Asema tuache. Natural iko poa. Endelea. Iko sawa? Okay. Now, security matters a lot for families that are looking forward to guarantee their loved ones of safety whenever they stay in your property. Sasa kama uko majuu na property yako iko na security, kuna security lights, then you are safe. Another important thing that you need to watch out is to ensure that you have the CCTV systems that are working and can be monitored remotely. Now, majority of the people worry about break-ins through their doors, especially kama unaishi Kenya, kuna a lot of break-ins zenye zina happen. Property yenye iko na CCTV camera ama CCTV systems, watu wanaogopa kuleta hiyo mchezo huko simply because wewe utaendelea kuonekana wakati unaenda kufanya hiyo wizi. So kama property yako iko na CCTV systems, people will value it, the value of the property ita improve ama ita increase na wata prefer kuishi huko. So hata saizi kama unaishi USA, Canada, UK, Germany, Saudi Arabia na umeinvest kwa property hapa, uko na nyumba zako zenye una collect rent every month, the best decision that unaweza fanya saizi ni kuinvest in solar, so that security system is guaranteed, water is present in your property full time, attracting high value tenants. Na hawa tenants hawatawahi hama huko, meaning that throughout the year uko guaranteed of rent collection 100%. Imagine this. So if you have, like, let's say 20 houses or even 30 units in your property, hizi property zote hazitawahi kuwa vacant. All right. Yes. Do you have any question? Sorry? Sijui kama nimeexhaust nini. I don't know whether we can maana sikia nimekaukiwa na points. Kuna kitu unazongeza? Sawa. Tuongeze points zingine kama 10. Mnatumia chat. Mna kama genius. Sort of bosses. Listen to this. We have switched off part of the light simply because there was a lot of light right here. But I know you can bear with what we have at this point. Yeah. But the most important thing is that I am very, very much audible, isn't it? Top bosses. If you are already finding value, smash that like button. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, definitely do that. And we will be very, very grateful right here. Another important thing that I would like to ask you, my top bosses, is if you are looking to invest in solar, definitely click the link that is on the description. We will walk you through and help you secure the system that you want. On that link, we'll definitely be providing you with options, be it the 1 kilowatt, be it the 3 kilowatt, or be it the 5 kilowatt. And my assistant will be helping me in ensuring that we definitely provide you with the link on the description for that solar size. And that solar size is definitely indicated right there: 1 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, and 5 kilowatt. 1 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, and 5 kilowatt system. So we'll definitely be having that filled up on our form so that when our prospect click on that link that is on the description, they're able to choose, be it 1 kilowatt, be it 3 kilowatt, or 5 kilowatt, so that we will walk you through. Once you submit your contact as well as your email address, you tell us, do you want a 1 kilowatt system? Do you want a 3 kilowatt system? Or is it a 5 kilowatt system? And especially if you're a home owner, it becomes easier to you. Also, if you are in business or you have your own property where you are collecting rent, we want to ensure that you continue to collect rent each and every year round. And we're talking about 100%. So Top Heights Electricals and Solar is definitely your partner in ensuring that the tenants that you have, you either retain them so that they continue to make profits to you or your business. But another important thing is that you continue attracting high value tenants who will constantly keep paying rent. And even if you hike your rent from 25,000 to 28,000, they will not complain because they can see the value. Do we have water constantly in the property? Check. Do we have guaranteed security when it comes to lights that are covering this property? Check. Do we have CCTV cameras whenever there is any fear of an intruder coming to steal property? Check. Do we have security fence or electric fence so that no one can actually jump through? And it is working 24/7 because there is a reliable solar power supply. Check. Now, if you have your own property, like we were talking about agribusiness, you also have all of these checked. My top boss, let me guarantee you that you will continue to make profits throughout the year, so that while you are working abroad, your property is also working for you. And the results that you get in here, you are able to save or even invest more. So it becomes a game. You have a lot of profits that you harness from this local property that you have here in Kenya or in Africa, and you also reinvest that money and repeat the same formula where you have solar power as well as all of these systems covered. Do you have any question? Top boss is on fire.
For business people, we can
Yeah.
say that it keeps their business running. Kuna business work kama
Bila.
kuna electricity.
Exactly. So every time wako na power outages, wako na losses kama wanategemea stima. But kama ako na solar, inaendelea kurun. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my director Lee. Now, for people who are in business, one of the things that can be a pain in your head is definitely a power outage. Every time that you are losing on business, then it questions the meaning of that business, because the sole purpose of that business is to make profits. Now, we want to assist you so that you continue to make profits even when your competition or your neighbor is complaining about a power outage. Did you know that once you have solar power in your property, you will definitely continue to work? You will definitely continue to supply power to the most essential areas of your business. And that is why we were talking about people who have supermarkets, who have salons, who have beauty parlors, who have, I don't know whether salon is part of beauty parlor, Margaret will tell us, who have massage parlors, right? So if all of that comprises of your business and you have this power supply that is 24/7, it definitely means that you will not close your business at these times and you will definitely not have any losses. Have I elaborated it well, Lee?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thing that I need to cover? Probably you'll be assisting me right there with some of the points that I had written earlier on. The first one is
Independence.
so when someone has that power, the solar power, it definitely means that you have independence in your property. And we definitely elaborated it when we were starting this stream. We said that indeed you don't have any problem when it comes to solar power and of course the power reliability. At another important point is that you have predictable energy costs, right? So one thing that I've come to experience with Kenya Power is that you find that in many cases, the electricity bills tend to change. Someone will tell me that, John, I was paying 3,000 for the past 2 years that I've been this property. How come suddenly I'm paying over 5,000? When it comes to solar, you will never hear anyone complain of any hike or any changes, because solar power will definitely be constant throughout unless you have increased energy needs, and this will definitely lead to a power adjustment on your system. For instance, if you have a lot of needs for solar, you can definitely increase the number of panels that you have to balance the system. But again, you will not be incurring any monthly bills. Yes, another point is
You can say protect appliances.
protecting appliances against any power surges or damages, isn't it? So now another important thing that you need to know is that kama uko na solar, appliances zako hazitaungua. Unajua kukuwa na surge, especially ile time yenye stima huwa inapotea alafu inarudi. Kama saizi kuna kwa watu stima zimepotea, pengine zikirudi zitachoma vitu zao. Wakati uko na solar power haina maneno kama hiyo. Now kama solar yako imeinstoliwa vizuri, wewe haufai kuogopa about any surge, and especially for a system that is well designed where iko na surge protective device or SPD. This is normally at the solar power system that is charging the battery through the inverter, so unaweza kuendelea enjoy the power from the panels without any impact on the system because uko na hiyo surge protective device. Yeah.
Solar can be used in either rural areas or urban areas.
Absolutely. Imagine unaweza kuta kuna rural areas zenye hazina any accessibility to electricity, but umependa hiyo place, umependa that farm, so it shouldn't stop you from owning property there or hating the decision that you made to own a property, because ni nini huwezi ukafanya nayo because ati hauna stima alafu unaogopa kuwa na solar. If you get the quality advice that you are talking about from quality or qualified people such as here at Topites Electricals and Solar, we have the best technicians wenye wamesomea solar na wamegraduate, na hawa watakuwalk through. If for instance you decide to buy a certain machine, they will recommend the best inverter that will support that. Did you know that ukifanya mistake wakati unaenda kununua hiyo system na haujaadvaisiwa na mtu mwenye anaielewa vizuri, it means that ita fail. But hata kama uko in a remote area, hii system itaweza kufanya as long as the design ilikuwa sawa. So kama uko coast kwenye kuna maji, kama uko western kwenye kuna mawe mingi, kama uko Ukambani kwenye kuna miiba mingi, kama uko Murang'a kwenye kuna milima mingi, you can still have solar power in your property and continue enjoying efficient, reliable solar power.
For industry, it reduces production costs, improving profits.
Awesome. Now this is one topic that I love so much because in many industries you'll find that operations run day and night, meaning that there are a lot of motors that are running. There are a lot of lights that are running, especially during the night. Lights ziko on na ni nyingi sana, security inahitajika. Na if you have a reliable solar source, you will realize that within a very short time umeweza save on a lot. Now, very important, as my director has alluded, that you will save on profits. Let me break it down how commercial settings are able to save when it comes to solar power. Now, the thing is this, in a commercial setup, you find that you are paying a lot of electricity bills because of this one term right here. So I don't know whether this is the correct spelling for tariff, but electricity tariffs for commercial are different as to those of domestic. All right. So you find that the tariff, the commercial tariff, let's say we give it a figure of 120 shillings per unit. All right. You find that for domestic, it may be even 12 shillings per unit, meaning that for a single unit, you will spend 120 if you are on commercial tariff. And that is where my director was saying, if you are in a commercial setting, you will save a lot when you have solar. Now, assuming that a single unit is 120 and you are consuming 1,000 units per day. Definitely, that means that you are spending 120,000 Kenyan shillings a day on production costs alone. Now, at the end of the month, you will agree with me that this will be a lot of money, factoring in the taxes and all those expenses. The best thing that you need to do is to invest in solar, especially if you have solar panels and an inverter system that is very intelligent to run on those machines and supply power to the machines during the day as well as during the night, so that the expenses that you are incurring in terms of monthly electricity bills are drastically cut. And during this power setting, you don't have anything to do with commercial or domestic setting. It's just power source.
Improves customer experience, like companies which provides Wi-Fi. At a time kuna blackout,
Yeah.
Wi-Fi na reach.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, you normally have businesses whereby you have your team or your staff that rely on Wi-Fi, rely on power. For instance, they are working in your premises. They require power supply, they require Wi-Fi to continue working. So imagine you are relying on only one source of electricity, which is the national grid, and then there is a total power outage. It means that your business will suffer. Your team will not be working at that time, meaning that a lot of human hours are wasted during the day. So the best thing that you can do as a business owner is to definitely invest in solar. If in your industry or in your company you have this system here, you can even start with a backup and upgrade with time. Did you know that you can even start with a battery backup and an inverter, and then with time you can upgrade to solar panels? And that is how you gradually cut off the reliability or over dependence on the national electricity grid, and so that your team will constantly work without any worry. Do they need to fix a cup of coffee? It is right there. Like one person that we know that loves coffee, they are able to do that. If they want to fix some uji right there, it is very easier for them. Anything that they want, they will definitely do it very easily because there is guaranteed power. Now, on that point as well, we were talking about Wi-Fi. They are able to have constant internet coverage for their laptops as well as for their phones to continue working. Yeah.
It's energy that can be stored.
Yeah, absolutely. So now there is one system that is usually referred to as the grid tied. There is also the on-grid and there is also the off-grid system. Now these are different systems, but for the off-grid, it means that the national electricity grid is not connected. Now, when we talk about the grid tied, it means that you are able to work with the national electricity grid as well as the solar power. Isn't it, Margaret? And also when it comes to the grid tied, I don't know whether that system is in Kenya yet, but for the grid tied, it means that you are able to sell some power supply from whatever you generate from the solar power to the national grid, and you'll be compensated for that. Now, my top boss, it is important for you to understand that a battery bank will come in handy for you. Even when there are days of autonomy, meaning that you don't have much sunlight, or when you have a lot of cloud cover, it means that you will continue to use the power that was initially stored in the battery. There is an improvement in the technology nowadays whereby we have lithium batteries that are able to hold power for such a long time. And you can also drain them to a very, very deep depth, and that is what we refer to as DOD, that is depth of drain, isn't it? Depth of, is it depth of drain? Depth discharge. Thank you so much, Margaret. Top bosses, appreciate Margaret. Smash the like button. You know, she's very smart, like I told you earlier. Depth of discharge. Yes. So you find that a lithium battery can be discharged up to 90 or even 80, up to 80 to 90%. How about a lead acid battery? Top bosses, do you know the DOD of a lead battery or a gel battery? Let me know in the comment section if you understand that. Very, very important, very, very smart. Thank you. Yes, Margaret. All right, director, do you have another thing that we have not talked about? How long have we been on this stream? Sorry? 1 hour and 15 minutes? Or 5? I am mathematics. And my mom was a teacher of mathematics. God damn, we disappoint these parents. Yeah! Uh-huh.
A destiny exists.
Yeah! Now, my top bosses, just to recap what we've been talking about, it is important for us to just rush through the points, the most important points why you need to go solar. Yes.
Tunaweza sema it's something expandable.
Aha.
Maybe ulikuwa unatumia panel mbili.
Yes.
Unaongeza stuff.
Uh-huh.
Can add other panels.
Especially in future when you want to upgrade the system. Yeah. Brilliant point. Now, if for instance you want to start with a 3 kilowatt, but the quotation was initially a 5 kilowatt, you don't need to worry. The one thing that you need to do, which is definitely a smart move, is to start with a 3 kilowatt that can actually be expanded. In this sense, as our director has rightly guided us, that you can even have 2 panels. Assuming at the time you don't have enough money to, let's say, get 6 panels, you can start with 2 panels and ensure that your system is on grid, isn't it? So once it is on grid, it means that you will continue to use the grid as you wait to have enough money to upgrade the system so that you can add more solar panels to ensure that you accommodate more needs in the future. Once you are able to purchase the entire system, you can simply cut off the national grid. This will help you to go completely off grid so you have your own power, isn't it? All right, have I answered that?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Just to wind up, I would like to recap the points that we have highlighted in this live stream when we were talking about the benefits of having solar power to your property or to your business. At number 1, we said it that if you are a diasporian person living in the USA, UK, Canada, those favorite countries that one day Margaret wants to go and work, you are definitely paying a lot of electricity bills, especially if you are paying bills over there and paying bills over here on your property. The most important thing to do, which is a smart move, is to ensure that you invest in solar power. Usilipe hizo extra bills, ensure that uko na system yako. All right? Yeah. Do you have anything? Okay. Saying like this, net on a load. How about now? So kama uko diaspora, my diaspora people, top bosses, ensure that umejisave kutokana na hizo power bills. At number 2 tulisema empty homes suffer more damage during outages. Of course, kama kuna outage na hauna any system, hauna any power backup, it means that uta have a lot of problems because watu watakuibia, and also wakati stima inarudi, inaweza rudi na a lot of surges which will affect your property because inaweza cause fires or even damage to your electrical appliances. Your investment at number 3 is your property, right? Losing it definitely, your investment property is losing value silently if you constantly rely on the national electricity grid. But if you upgrade and have solar power for your property, unajua property yako inaendelea kupata value. Kama ni shamba yenye ni agribusiness, utaendelea kufanya farming yako. Maji iko guaranteed, power iko guaranteed, security iko guaranteed, na unaweza kufanya local or remote monitoring through your phone by kuangalia the CCTV cameras so that hauwezi ukadanganywa na mutiso akiwa kwa ground. At number 4, tuko na the grid electricity is not stable economically. Makes a lot of sense because you cannot rely on the national grid 100%. Every time that power is supplied to your property is also another time that power may be out. So hauwezi over rely on this national electricity for the supply of your power. So that is why you need to switch to solar. At number 5, tulisema solar is a one-time investment, no monthly stress. And that is why we gave this example where per year you are spending over 120,000 to 150,000, isn't it? Especially if on a monthly basis. Currently, if you are paying anything less than 10,000, on average per year you will be spending between 120,000 to 150,000. That cumulatively will get to 750 within 5 years. And this is the bad part, is that you will still not be owning anything. But if you have solar power, by the end of those years, you will still not be paying any power bills, but be owning that power source, which is solar. So that is basically an investment. No question about that. If umeinvest 750 or half a million today, in the next 5 years hautakuwa unalipa bills. Utakuwa tu umeinvest 750,000 or 500,000 or even 300,000 depending on the size of your system, na from there hutakuwa ukilipa any bills anymore. At number 6, tumesema you are already spending a lot. Why not secure your home energy? Imagine mtu analipa 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 in terms of electricity bill. Already una spend a lot. So why not switch to solar power, which will definitely save you on your money, all right? That money deserves a better place where it can be reinvested and help you grow your finances. At number 7, tumesema ni remote control and monitoring is now possible. Of course, we said through CCTV systems as well as solar system. You can have an app where you monitor the solar panels as they charge your battery. You can even detect the capacity of the battery at any given point or time during the day, so that if battery inaonyesha iko 30% na kuna cloud cover, utaweza kujua hata kama mahali penye unakaa ni mahali pakosani, utaweza kujua huko kunanyesha na ina affect the system performance. And at that time utaweza kupigia Rose akiwa kwa nyumba umwambie wacha kutumia microwave sana kwa sababu battery itaisha na usiku mtakuwa kwa giza. Imagine that. That is the good benefits of solar. Now, another important point, if we don't have any question, is that every blackout is a hidden loss. Like we were discussing, it means that if your food, which is stored in the fridge, is relying on power and there is a power outage, it has spoiled. All right. So again, that is another loss. We also say that if the security systems are only relying on the national grid, kutakuwa na hiyo shida. And of course, electronics zako zitakuwa damaged when there is a power outage. Second last point is that solar increases property value. I loved that point because if property yako iko na a guaranteed power supply, it means that even water supply is guaranteed, because we all know that water has to be pumped. The pumping system and even the storage mechanism relies on power or electricity. So if your system iko guaranteed, it means that wewe utakuwa na maji na tenants watapenda kwako kwa sababu they are assured of that. And of course, at number 10, we say that we have predictable energy costs. So ile amount enye wengine wana spend on a monthly basis, wewe you are not spending it. When they are paying 10,000, when they are paying 20,000 in terms of monthly electricity bills, wewe you are guaranteed that you will not pay anything, but you have constant power supply. Now, at this point, my top boss, I want to thank you so much because of tuning into our today's live stream session. If you'll be watching this stream as a recorded version, let me know in the comments section what you have gained from today's lesson. If you are an electrician looking forward to become better at installation of solar power, we definitely guide you and assist you become pro when it comes to that. Just let us know in the comments section. Very, very important is if you are a homeowner looking forward to install solar power, we at Top Heights Electricals and Solar, we will guide you through, we will help you to navigate all the hard questions that are in your head and simplify everything so that you are able to understand this solar power, and you will also get the correct system to suit your needs so that if you have a business, you maximize on profits. If you have a home, you ensure that it is safe for you, your loved ones, as well as everyone that is staying right there. Do you have anything from you, Top Boss Margaret? No. Director Lee, do you have anything before we wind it up? Awesome. So on behalf of my incredible, awesome team that has been helping me here, we have Lee, we have Margaret. My name is John Gatehi, and this is Top Heights Electricals and Solar. Thank you so much for watching my Top Boss. Goodbye for now.